What's going on, Munchers? Hope you guys are having a glorious day. So we're actually back in our hometown, in our home in Philadelphia. We wanted to bring you guys some amazing food, so we partnered up with Xfinity to give you a little inspiration in case you're throwing a party, which is what we're doing tonight.
And it's nice to be back, because this is what we did in our childhood. We grew up just sitting on this couch, watching TV, specifically Food Network, Food TV, getting inspired. That's actually how we learned how to cook for you guys.
So it's award season, right? So we're gonna be throwing this party, and there's all these movies that are like winning awards for amazing food scenes and stuff. Chef, Burnt.
The glorious thing is we've got our X1 voice remote. You don't even have to scan anymore. You can just talk right into it. Show me, chef. We've got our friends coming over for a little viewing party. We are cooking up 5-ingredient finger foods that are all inspired by our hometown, Philadelphia.
5 ingredients, get in the kitchen, here we go.
We'll meet you there soon.
Philly cheesesteaks, so of course Philadelphia is synonymous with pretzels and cheesesteaks, but I wanted to minify the cheesesteak, right? I took a bunch of meat, I'm using like sirloin, tenderloin, chopping it up like really well, giving it lots of chops, and some onions, get some peppers. So I get my pan on hot, hit it with some oil, just fry up the peppers and onions. Salt and pepper it up, mix it together, you know, get it looking nice. You just want it to look sexy. If it looks good, you'd eat it, put it in a bowl. Then you throw your steak in, same deal, get some oil. So when the steak's cooking up, it'll start to brown up a bit. Whatever cheese you got is good, but I like the whiz and the chiz, you know? So I'm gonna cheddar it up, whiz it up, mix it together. And at this point, like you've got a big roll, right? So you slice that open, you open the slit, put in the cheese and the steak mixture, add in the peppers and the onions, and then if you want, some people shun on this, but other people love it, ketchup. Right on top, and you have these mini cheesesteaks.
You can't have a Philly appetizer party without a Philadelphia cheesesteak.
Some version of a cheesesteak, and you should make this one.
The true Philadelphians,
This guy knows.
they know about the roast pork sandwich. It's got broccoli rabe, it's got provolone, and it's got the roast pork. So what I'm gonna do is take those two things and combine them in a dumpling. So here we go with the pretzel roast pork dumpling. So the first step is we've got to blanch the broccoli rabe. We're gonna drain that off, take that broccoli rabe and just chop it up. Take some provolone cheese, chop it up into little chunks, and then throw that in there as well. And then we are gonna go in with some pork. We're just gonna use equal parts of all 3 of those and combine them in a bowl, mix it up nice, and that's your filling. But we're not done. We are gonna take those dumpling wrappers, wet the edge first, throw in your mixture, and then wrap those up just like that. Fold them over and squeeze them, make sure they're nice and tight. And I got a pot of water boiling. And what I'm gonna do is take some baking soda and sprinkle that in the pot. And then we're gonna dump the dumplings right in there for like 30 seconds. They come out of the boiling water, and that's a perfect time to hit them with some sesame seeds, because the water will make those sesame seeds stick. Then we're gonna take a pan, just—
No, salt too. They're pretzels and roast
Josh
pork.
made me add salt. because
It's
of
a
the
pretzel.
pretzels.
If you can't, you would get slapped in Philly.
You're right. No, saltless pretzel, you're out.
Yeah,
you're basically kicked out of Philly. So I took a pan and I added some parchment paper so they don't stick, and just brushed on a little oil. And then I brushed on just a little bit of oil on top to make sure you get extra crispiness. I threw them in an oven at about 375 degrees for, I would say, 20 minutes, and I turned them halfway through until they get nice and brown, and they get brown like a pretzel, and they taste like a pretzel, and they taste like a roast pork sandwich. That was a new creation. Someone's got to take that in Philly. I'm giving this away. You take it, you put it on your menu. You'll do great.
I get 50% of that. So Mike takes them out and you put them on your little plate thingy to make them look fancy, you know, and then honey mustard, right?
Honey mustard, yeah.
I said you should have had Philly cream cheese with the honey mustard.
That's too many ingredients. We can't lie to the people. Josh, tomato pie. We're back in action.
Dude, just chill out. I'm trying to watch a movie right now. I'm watching Burnt.
We're filming a cooking show, and you're watching
Great.
TV.
You enjoy it yourself, all right?
You can watch it on the Xfinity TV app. We can multitask. You bring it over here.
All right, fine. All right, that's true. All right, cool.
There you go.
Sorry, hold on.
Look,
This is a great
look,
scene.
this is what you do. You put it here, boom, We're multitasking. You can watch, you
Kinda
can
cool,
distract
actually.
yourself.
All right, that's dope. I like that.
All right, back in action.
So for the tomato pie, you're actually making this really intense and super dense tomato sauce. It's not like a pizza. It's like literally like a pie meets a pizza. So it's kind of sweet, sticky, and delicious.
I get it now. It's
Yeah.
like a pie filling. It's not just a tomato
Yeah, it's not.
sauce.
Don't just think. You can't think pizza. This is a whole. We're not in New
That
York,
makes
right?
sense, yes.
So what I did was I actually took some garlic and I chopped it up really fine, and then I tossed that into a pan with some oil and just really fried the garlic down. Don't want it to burn. And then I dumped in a can of tomato sauce. I put in some tomato paste and sugar, salt, and pepper. And at this point, you're basically just cooking that down for like 30, 40 minutes on a simmer. And so it cooks down, it gets very thick, and then what you do is you take your flatbread. And normally they would use, pizza dough. So we're taking flatbread, kind of hacking it up. And we're gonna brush on some olive oil, both sides. And this kind of turns it into almost like focaccia hack situation. Yeah. And then I put the tomato sauce on, toss it in the oven, just kind of bake it until it gets warm and the bread starts to cook and kind of comes alive. And then you sprinkle on the Parmesan, sprinkle on some oregano, and I know that's a 6th ingredient, but it's all good. No one's paying attention. We were trying to think of another iconic Philly dish, and I don't know how we ended up with this, but we're calling this one the Philly fish and chips.
We are going to start out with a little bit of bacon and just take that bacon, put it into a frying pan. While that bacon is frying, you're gonna cut up some potatoes, and these are your chips, and then throw those into some water, and that will take the starch out. Bacon is still frying. We've got a little time to prepare the tuna salad. You drain that out, you don't want any liquid in there, and then add that to a bowl. I took some celery, that is classic in tuna salad, cut that up nice and fine, added that, and then we went in with ranch, which is not classic, but we're using
More
5
flavor,
ingredients,
yeah.
Exactly. Instead of just using mayo, we like using things like salad dressing that will add a ton of flavor with 1 ingredient. We mix that up and we've got our nice creamy tuna salad right there. It is time to take out the bacon. It's nice and crispy. We just chop that up nice and fine into little bacon bits. So we're just gonna add a little bit more oil to the pan, and we're gonna fry our chips right in there. Get those super crispy. They come out nice and brown. Hit them with a little bit of salt, and we're ready to plate our Philly fish and chips. Sprinkle on some bacon on top, and then the garnish. There you go. Those are your 4 recipes. If you just make one of those for your friends, you have a little party, they will be satisfied. Well, it's time to party. Friends are coming over. We've got a Philly Xfinity party. Show me award-winning movies.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can do that. Yep,
Whoa.
look at that.